make sure that the audio and everything is working, and we can apply some of the research, the resources that are listed to try to find some solutions because ARP has several states and cities that are designated as committed to making our communities livable, and in particular, giving voices to community members, Asian American and Pacific Islanders, Black, Hispanic, LGBT pride, Native origins, all people, not just one. So I think it's very important to spend a few minutes to dig up this information, give us some things to think about. And what I want to do again is to try to pull up that brief video. I'm not sure if that was picked up before, but what I want to do in the last few minutes of this brief trailer is to talk about a little bit of the matters that when they are showing you or talking about communities or issues of livability, it's very important to consider not only the people in your demographic, because we're all affected, as I mentioned. You might be in that group where it's easy to maneuver and manipulate and move around the community. But in some cases, if you have people that are dealing with these other challenges, it affects you one way or the other. The meetings that we had with the city council addressed and suggested some use of federal funds for the CARE Act, the COVID 19 recovery, and to address the housing crisis. And they quickly mentioned ADUs, but it took a while just to grasp and understand exactly what they're referring to. So, again, I want you to take a few minutes. I'm trying to search for that quick overview of the images that they give us of our communities. But I want to remind viewers again, it's not just one picture, it's not just one group of people, but we have the whole gamut of individuals to think about. And when they mentioned making affordable properties available and flexible accommodations, it's important to understand what is being referred to. Now, again, this is the quick video of the community here in Pasadena. You see someone blithely jumping up the stairs, jogging up the stairs. We see Colorado Boulevard. We see a couple sitting at the dining table. Now, you can imagine that this was filmed before COVID 19, but as we move forward into the recovery, these are things to think about because some of this may not be workable. The Pasadena Theater is shown, and two couples are shown strolling through Old Town. There's a mom with her baby strolling along one of the cobbled streets in Pasadena. But again, this was before COVID. Another city council meeting on economic recovery indicated the number of businesses that have shuttered and have moved, including large spaces like H&M, Apple Store, and other large spaces, as well as the theaters that have shut down. So it might be time to consider an update as we still look at these videos showing a very casual, very somewhat upscale lifestyle and people just casually strolling through the streets because many of us will still be masked, others are in recovery, and others might still be dealing with the long term effects of COVID 19. So I'll close that out for now. What I will do is possibly return to continue this discussion because we just had 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'll cut this off too because I did write a book called Gaps, and that was one of the elements that they suggest we focus as we complete the PhD program. There's always areas and ways to improve. And as they mentioned, the challenges of caregiving, the challenges of assisted full-time living, I found the pricing can be $4,000 to $6,000 a month, way 3 to 4 times that of someone on a pension. And then if we have people with long-term COVID effects, that's possibly another financial tsunami that's facing us. So I'll close this discussion out now. We may get back to Dr. Shannon Guzman. And again, I want to thank ARP. And I'm sure Yes, amazing because in the in-home supportive services offered and paid for by the state of California, they will pay the salary of a caregiver, but the person who needs the services must have a certain income, and if it exceeds that from personal experience, transitioning from a higher salary based on employment, possibly not much higher than minimum wage. They cut off your in home supportive services and expect you to pay $1,500 before reaching out again and getting those services. So I will cut back again. I hope that we're keeping the checklist full as we look at issues to deal with in terms of housing, affordability, and moving forward in this COVID recovery. So, again, I want to thank ARP for doing this research. I want to continue working with them, partnering them, and we will get back to their study on affordable in law suites, backyard bungalows, affordable housing, because, again, it is personal. One way or the other, we are all affected. I come from a family, as I mentioned before. I had 7 uncles, and my mother was the first to remind me that they all worked very hard. They built their homes. They worked together. And of course, in those times, they called it, everyone worked together to do work around to get the food as well as to build the houses. My mother mentioned that their house burned. She never mentioned any details, but again, they built their homes. And then when they moved to Chicago, that was one of the first things that they mentioned. One uncle in particular, James, was so proud to show his multi level home that he built. He and his wife started a school for special needs children to accommodate the neighborhood, as well as he produced children. I think they had at least 4 children, 4 physicians, 3 cousins, and then one of them married a physician. So again, it's teamwork. It's a family issue, and it all affects us. So I'll close out this brief for now. And again, thank you for listening to Second Wind. Send me an email. Send me a comment on LinkedIn, and hopefully together we'll put our minds to good solving these solutions that sometimes, as the video said, cities weren't necessarily designed for what we're facing today. So, again, thank you for listening. This is Phyllis. You have a great day and come back anytime for more of this Second Wind.